Okay, let's get started here. Hello, everybody. If you're joining us on YouTube Live, we're Ryan and Ginger. We just got back from a 2.5 day fishing trip aboard the Outer Limits out of San Diego. We fished in U.S. waters. First day, really big swell, and it was pretty rough out there. A lot of people got sick. But there were some fish, some smaller grade bluefin tuna, as well as some huge bluefin tuna that were caught. So we're going to go ahead and process the fish today and kind of fill you in on what happened on this trip. So I have an ice chest here with all the fish.
Oh, what's that? Tuna? It's
Oh,
tuna.
okay. This looks like a tuna here.
Yeah, it does.
So what the guys on the boat do is at the end of the trip, they will, on the way in, they will fillet the fish or basically cut it to your liking. So we had everything filleted. And let's see what we have here. So this is a huge fillet. Oh my God. Take a look at that.
It's like from a 200-pound bluefin tuna.
Can you take that off again? I want to put this on the wood.
Oh.
So this is just a small section of a loin of a tuna that weighed 197 pounds. So we're going to, and we have a couple of these in this bag. We're going to cut this and freeze it up. So the first thing I have to figure out is how I want to cut this. You can imagine this is just a quarter of the fish. There's a large bluefin tuna.
I think that's more like a 32nd of the fish.
No kidding.
It's a big fish.
Okay, so I am going to separate out this piece here. So this tuna was caught on a kite. And for those of you who don't know what that is, what that means is the boat crew will send out a kite along with a helium balloon attached to it. They'll send it out several hundred feet and then attach a secondary line with a bait on it. And the bait is a flying fish. So I'm not sure what you want to do with that piece. That's got a lot of bloodline in it.
Doggy.
Yeah. Okay, let me cut this piece out too.
Okay, well, I will get a bowl for that.
And so getting back to the kite fishing, there's one man on the rod that has the bait on it. And the kite allows the bait to be a long distance from the boat. And so the guys in our boat, they hooked into this massive bluefin tuna. And since the boat crew is, really great about having the customers participate, they handed off the rod to one of the gals on the boat, and she worked on that fish for a little bit of time, and then I kind of took over and brought the fish in. And believe me, that was a lot of work. Okay, so we got this. Let me just set this aside for a second. Okay, I'm thinking about staking it out. What do you think? Or we can go lengthwise.
Yeah, I think lengthwise this way.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, okay, it's off the skin.
That's getting into the total section.
Yeah, and then maybe this into thirds.
Yeah, because then when we cut it for sashimi, we'd probably cut it that way and then this way and then this way.
You want this to go on this?
Yeah, Are you using this at all?
Not right now.
Okay.
Take a look at this beautiful piece of tuna. I know for this one, Ginger, I might go quarters on this one. What do you think?
Yeah.
This is so nice. Take a look at that beautiful piece of bluefin tuna.
The crew on the Outer Limits were fantastic. They really helped out and made sure everybody could catch as much as we could. The first day we didn't, for the most part, not many people caught, but we were able to share this giant bluefin tuna, which was really neat.
Yeah, so since it was a team effort to bring this fish in, um, the other gal and myself, we took 1/4, so basically a loin each. If you think of a tuna like this round and the tail here and the head over here, what they will do is they'll quarter it. So you have an upper quarter on the right and left and a bottom quarter down by the belly, right and left. So we took one loin quarter each, and she took the collar and we asked for the belly. And then the rest of the fish, which is essentially half the fish, it went to other members of the party, of the charter, who did not catch tuna.
So everybody got to take home at least a little bit of some of this giant bluefin tuna that you guys brought in, which is really neat.
So the process that we have here, whenever we bring fish home, is we set up here in the kitchen, and I'll trim the fish up, and then Ginger will package it in the food saver.
So as he's cutting out pieces to be frozen, I will wrap each one separately with plastic wrap, and then from there put it in the food saver. It makes for a better seal because the moisture is kind of locked in by the saran wrap, and it keeps it from. It makes it helps with making a better seal for the vacuum sealing process. Skin is so thick. It looks good.
Okay, gotta figure out what to do with this thing. So here's the outer skin. It's really tough. It's like armor. Set this aside.
Yeah.
Let me that's not much to scrape here.
You want to scrape that?
Um,
Ooh, got some bones here. These scrapings make great spicy tuna rolls. Scrape it, mix it with that Japanese mayonnaise and some sriracha, and you have yourself a bowl of spicy tuna.
okay, here's another section of just a quarter of the fish. Look at how massive this is. So I'm trying to trim up this fish without wasting the fish. So, for example, this is part of the bloodline, which is dark and really not that good. You can eat it, but it's not that great. So we just cut it out.
We can cook that up and share it with our puppy Luna. She would appreciate it.
And there's a natural separation right here where the muscles come together. So I'm going to cut right along that seam and follow it. And we have a skin on here, so I have to cut that away too. So I'm going to go right underneath. Okay. Set this aside. Let me, there's still some, I'm going to take this part off here, but let me just get this. Again, here's that one section. There's a big hole right there in the loin. That's where the crew actually gaffed it. And 3 gaffs went into this fish. And like I said, it weighed almost 200 pounds. So 3 of the crew members were needed to bring this fish onto the deck. Okay, so we're going to cut this. This part right here.
One thing you want to definitely not do with any kind of ocean fish is to run it under fresh water. It degrades the meat, and depending on the fish, it will literally fall apart. So we just take a paper towel, and I just kind of wipe it down some, get off any maybe stray fish scales that are on there. But other than that, we never rinse any type of ocean fish, right?
So this is where
Hmm.
they damaged it with the. I'm not sure you want to.
Put it in
Some of those pieces are okay.
in Luna's bowl. Can you cut this part off? Cut that one. Yeah.
Kind of sinewy.
That's fine.
You want to put this over here?
Yeah. I'm going to trim this part.
Okay.
Oh, I know you're excited. Huh, I know. Maybe. Okay.
Again, look at this beautiful piece of bluefin tuna.
Okay, so this and this, maybe this could be used to make poke. Okay. Over here.
Okay, we have a couple more sections here. Okay, so with these two pieces, this was towards the tail end of that quarter. So between those two big chunks that I cut up earlier, and then these, that would comprise like 1/4 of the fish. So if you can imagine 4 of those, I mean, that's how big this fish was. So as you get down towards the tail section, parts of it get kind of sinewy. You see all this connective tissue, and that's really, not, of course, sashimi grade. This is either you cook it or you cut it away,
Or you can scrape it off.
or you can
Scrape
scrape
the
it.
meat. Scrape the meat, and then use that to make spicy tuna rolls.
So I'm going to cut away the loin section from that sinew and see how that looks.
Excuse me.
Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm going to cut
Oh,
section off
this one still
here.
has a skin on it.
Just leave that on. We can take care of it later. And actually, a piece like this would be really good for searing. You have some sinew here, a little bit of sinew here. So I could cut that away to get to the meat for sashimi, but it would be really good seared on the skillet on 3 sides. That way it would cook the sinew and you'd have that nice, luscious meat underneath it. Just scrape away some of this meat from the skin. As Ginger mentioned earlier, this is really good for spicy tuna. And when you do this, you're trying to avoid scraping any of the sinew. You're scraping the meat away from the sinew. So as I do this, you can see here, this is just pure meat. There's no sinew in there. A little bit in there. You want to work on that side? This one here. This might be good for shiryaki.
Hmm.
So again, with the piece I showed just a minute ago, that could be used for seared tuna, hot skillet. Something like this, which is the tail section. Again, it's got some sinew in it. This would be good shiryaki, basically salted and grilled. Really good with a daikon, grated daikon garnish. Okay, so we'll do that separately. So we're not going to eat like these pieces of tuna the same way. Some will be sashimi, some will be seared, some will be cooked on the barbecue. But we would never do the actual loin, the sashimi grade on the grill. Just these kind of sinewy pieces, the belly sections. Okay, so that was one bag. Okay, let's take a look at the belly section. What is this? This is, I think, looks like another piece of. Oh, yep. Here's another section of that loin. Just look at that. All right, so let's go ahead and take out this bloodline. You want this cut in half or whole? That's probably whole, huh?
Uh,
So you see all that meat left on the skin. I'm going to scrape that away so it doesn't go to waste. And it'll go into this bowl of
Scrap.
scraped tuna.
Ooh, color is beautiful.
Yeah, we want to really try to take advantage of all of this fish and not waste any of it, because we really do have appreciation for this fish and what it provides for us. So we don't want to waste anything. So you can see that most of that was scraped away, and you have this beautiful scraped meat, which would essentially be scrap, but we're not going to scrap it. We're going to utilize it for spicy tuna. Okay.
What's up next?
You do a little wipe down first. We still have that belly section to work, and then all the.
Are these all the loins, you think?
I think so. I don't know. We'll see. Okay.
Hey, puppy.
Oh boy, I think this is the belly.
Oh my goodness. Oh gosh.
Couple bags. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
So
gosh.
this is just one half of the belly section.
And this is where the otoro is, which is the fattiest part, which is excellent table fare.
Okay. So let's take a look at this.
Oh my god. This is all solid fat.
Hey.
Hey. Come on, Luna, come inside. We're live streaming right now on YouTube. Okay, guys. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Have you started processing?
That's the tuna.
Oh, wow. Wow, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, did you leave?
I don't know. I don't think so, maybe. Let me wipe this down.
Mm. I'll go ahead. I'll end it soon. So, was he gonna fish? Clean, clean his fisher?
No, no, he just stopped by. Jessica went to go get a vacuum sealer from
Oh,
Costco. Oh no, that looks beautiful. Wow. Okay. So bone there.
okay.
Wow.
You can see the thickness of that belly section and all that fat.
Ah, that is crazy beautiful.
Take a look at the inside of the skin of that belly section. It's just all fat. We'll scrape some of that.
Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Let's see.
This belly section is just so loaded with this marbled fat. Just melts in your mouth when you eat it. This piece should go to this pile, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. And we have another
Oh, not
piece
done
of belly to
yet.
go. So that was just one half of the belly.
Oh my gosh.
And here is the other half of the
Oh my
belly.
gosh. Wow.
Okay. You can scrape this part. Okay. So I'm gonna do is like the last one. I'm gonna cut down into this belly the sections that we want, and then cut it away from the skin. Okay, so it's down to the skin. And then I'll just
Luna,
go.
no. Uh,
Okay.
oh my gosh.
So the meat was damaged here because of the gaff. Ideally, when you have a big fish like this, really any fish that requires a gaff, ideally you'd like to see the gaff go into the head and not into the body portion. Otherwise, it creates these big gashes like that.
But seeing that the size of the fish, you really
Right.
don't have a choice.
With this fish was so big.
He needed 3 of them.
Yeah, they just needed to
Get it on board.
get it on board.
So I'm still very grateful about that. Oh, look at that. Man, talk about omega-3s. There's so much oil on this. It looks like Wagyu.
Yeah.
Oops.
Still some rib bones in here. Take care of it later. I don't know
Yeah,
if it's going to poke through.
right. It's fine.
Okay.
That's what wrapping it in plastic helps. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
bundles it. Oh my gosh.
is part of the collar here that didn't get removed.
Oh.
You see it's under the section. So scrape that.
Ooh. Oh, wow. Look at this.
Oh, good job on that, Ginger. Okay, Ginger scraped all that meat off as clean as a whistle. Okay.
Ooh.
Let's leave this aside. I don't want to.
Ooh, I think that should be munched on.
Yes.
Ooh.
I gotta figure out how these bones are working.
You've got a funny bone that kind of goes diagonally.
Yeah. Set that aside in the refrigerator. Okay. Huh? Oh, that was the part. Is this the bone?
Yeah, just this one little part. This is good.
Oh, just scrape it down.
That was good.
This. Eat this one. Little bone there. So we're gonna set aside this piece of fatty tuna from the belly, and we'll have it a little bit later. I think we should probably process some of this too for fatty for spicy tuna. Okay, so I'm going to set aside this fatty tuna from the belly section, refrigerator, and snack on it a little bit later with ginger.
Pretty luxurious snack.
I know. This is gummy, right?
Yeah.
If you're joining us now, or you've joined us in the last 10 or 15 minutes, Ginger and I are processing our catch from a 2.5 day fishing trip down out of San Diego, and we fished in U.S. waters up by San Clemente Island. And so this is the tuna that we brought back, and this tuna is just 1/4 of a 197 pound bluefin tuna. So as you can see, just 1/4 produces this amount of fish. So if you quadruple that, that would be the whole fish.
I know.
And I think that's the last of the tuna. The rest of it is assorted fish that we caught off of San Clemente. And the reason we fished San Clemente is because the first day was really rough. There was a huge swell, and people were getting sick. And the fish were kind of spotty to begin with. We caught, I think, a total of maybe, well, including the night fish, I think we probably caught about 6 bluefin tuna between the afternoon and the evening, because there are some people that fished into the evening. So the second day, we went closer into the island and fished the island. Went basically bottom fishing. We were trying to get some calico bass in the kelp, but they just never popped up. So we had assorted whitefish, rockfish. Oh, there's some more. Oh, this is my smaller tuna. Okay, we have one more tuna to work on. I think after we finish the tuna, we're going to wrap it up, and then we'll do the rest of the.
I have to start bagging.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe you can start that before we leave. So just to give you some perspective here, this right here was one tuna. These 4 loins.
Smaller.
You can see it. So these 4 loins constituted a tuna, which was about 10 pounds. So this is 1/4 of that fish. Compared to 1/4 of that 197 pound bluefin tuna. So this is a little baby, and that was the big boy. And let me give you also some perspective. Here's the collar. Here's the collar of the smaller bluefin. And you saw the belly of that last section. Well, here's the belly of this fish. Just a huge difference. Look at the difference. Yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and process this. Okay, so we got collars.
This is the side we're used to.
Yeah, no kidding. What's that? Looks like the heart.
Heart? Yeah, it looks like it. Maybe I tried it a little.
And with these collars, we salt them and place them on the grill. Really good. Japanese call it shioyaki.
or the kama. This color is called kama.
Kama, yeah.
So you may see a lot of times yellowtail. They'll serve it in the restaurants.
Hmm.
Yellowtail collars or yellowtail kama, kamachi kama.
And we would more than likely also either smoke this or do it on the grill.
Could you chop this little thing?
Yeah. The fin?
Yeah, because it's getting in the way of. Yeah. Now you'd never be able to do that on a larger one. Wish that's needed.
Yeah, maybe the same.
I forgot about this little guy.
Yeah.
All the focus was on that big one. I know, huh? You can't wait either.
Yeah, it looks like they didn't quite get all of the bones out.
Mm.
Um, for freezing, you want me to cut it in half
Yeah,
and fold it,
half.
put it together? Okay. So the reason why the skin is on these fish is because um, the Department of Fish and Wildlife requires the recreational sport boats to leave the
All of
skin
the skin.
on the fish for identification purposes, just in case they get checked. So it's left up to us to take off the skin.
Long while ago, you were allowed to take off the skin as long as you left like a patch of it on the fish. But then over time, they said no, you have to leave all of the skin intact on on the meat.
I don't think I got all this.
Even the smaller fish has some really beautiful meat.
Mm-hmm.
We would have been happy just to bring home one. Very lucky.
So you want to get when you're done with it, you want to get started with the vacuum sealing, and then I can move the camera over, and I can
Yeah.
just kind of go through some of that and mix some more this meat for the wow that fat is just so rich.
Is that it for the tuna for now?
I believe so. This is yep. Okay, so that's the tuna. I still have a couple bags of assorted whitefish, rockfish. Um, what else do we have in there? Calico bass, Bocaccio was it? No, Bocaccio. So we're not going to spend a lot of time uh, showing you this, but I'll switch this camera over so that you can see how Ginger vacuum seals it. Can you show in the camera what that looks like? I'll show it. So this is what we scraped off the big quarter of tuna and the smaller one. So that is just so luscious. We'll make this into, like I said, spicy tuna. Really, really delicious. And we have some other scraps that we're going to go through. And for some of this that's really sinewy, some of the dark meat, we'll cook it up for our puppy, Luna. Okay, so let me move the camera over. Okay, let me switch this over. Let's see. Maybe I'll do it from this side.
So this is our food saver, which vacuum seals. Um, yeah, it vacuum seals our fish. So I basically just cut a piece down the sides. I seal it and label it, date it, and sometimes if oil or moisture gets in, it won't finish the job of sealing. Which is the reason why I wrap things in plastic wrap beforehand. I Otherwise, the moisture will come down and will not seal. There we go. Sometimes takes a little finessing. There you go. This will overheat, so I have to wait for it to cool off so that it will start working again. If I get impatient, I'll take an ice cube and run it over the wires. um, it is a process. Let's see. Needs to rest. Oh boy. Are you ready? Okay, open the ice cube. So there's this heating element right here, and this is what overheats. And when I don't have enough patience to wait for it to cool down naturally, I will run ice cubes over the wires so that hopefully it cools down enough so I can get on with packaging. Otherwise, a long ordeal can turn into an even longer ordeal. I am interested in upgrading this machine to. Um, there's another machine by the same company, through Sabre, and it's called Big Game, and I think it is more um, designed for people who fish and hunt. It doesn't overheat like this. So this one has served its purpose, but We need to up our game. Right, let's see. I can tell by the sound of it, it's not saying blatantly right now.
While Ginger's doing the sealing, I'm over here processing our dog's fish. So I'm taking the sinewy parts and I'm chopping them up, and then we'll pan fry them. And I like to pan fry it with just a little bit of water, no added salt, no added seasonings. And we supplement her kibble with this fish, and she absolutely loves it. She loves raw fish too. I'll show you this in just a second.
Oh my gosh, look at this piece. Ooh. It barely fit in the bag. All right. Let's see. Ooh, that was a big piece. Here. Pull this guy. Moon is licking her lips. Waiting, huh?
Okay. So here is the Here's the scrap fish, the sinewy parts that are not edible, and some of the darker pieces. So we chopped them up. This will be pan fried in a little bit of water, no seasoning for our dog. And I've shown this a couple times. This is the scraped meat from the loin as well as the from the belly section, and we'll be making this into spicy tuna for sushi. And of course, we have all the other pieces Ginger's been processing and sealing. So does that's just about it for this tuna. We have some more time to do this. We still have some more fish to process, but we're going to go ahead and cut it here. If you are live, thank you for watching. And if you watch it after it posts on our YouTube channel, thanks for stopping by. Bye, everybody.